What's up, thrillers? This is Josh from the Metal Groove Podcast. And this year, for October, I'm taking a trip. And that is going to be my submission for this year's Spooktacular. Now, me, if you know anything about me, I'm not the one that goes to HHN. I'm not the one that seeks out the haunts and the scary stuff. But I do enjoy history. I do enjoy spooky stuff. So I'm taking a little road trip. I'm heading up north to Salem, Massachusetts. And I'm going to report back. I'm going to take as much video as I can, take some pictures. I'm going to share all of that with you guys. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to review. Let you know my thoughts about it. And tell you all the other things I found while in the great Northeast. I'm really looking forward to it. Specifically the weather. I'm looking forward to trying new food. I got me some snacks. I got me all kinds of... I got me Count Chocula cereal to munch on. I got me the Halloween-themed Prime. I got the Voodoo Mountain Dew. This is going to be a pretty awesome road trip. It's going to be a pretty awesome visit, I think. I've always wanted to go to Salem. I'm looking forward to just everything about it. The vibes, the foliage, like I said, the weather, the people, everything. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to report back and share my thoughts and my feelings. So happy Spooktacular, mother truckers. Let's go.
Did you just assume I'd let you float across my room?
I just made it to Salem. It's beautiful. Quaint, small town. The weather is perfect. It's crisp outside. Everybody is super nice. Kind of touristy, which I was expecting, but it's awesome part of town. I can't wait to check it out. Share it with you guys. Just got done checking out the witch dungeon and reenactment of a trial. It was pretty wild, especially the stuff that they had to go through to... They just didn't give a shit if you were convicted, or if somebody accused you of it. You're just like, put them in jail, kill them, and then you go downstairs to the dungeon, which couldn't take any video. I did get some pictures I'll show you guys, but the sizes of the cells and all of it being depending on how rich you are or how much money you had, depending on if you get a pot to piss in, pretty much, or a blanket or anything like that. It's crazy. I can't believe that's just the way the world was back then. It's wild to think of. So I'll give more detail about that later. Headed to the town center now for more cool stuff. You know, I'm about tired of all the regular women just not doing it, man. I'm tired of all the headaches and the heartaches. All these amateurs. I think I'm gonna come up north, find me a professional witch to ruin my life.
Your blood and your sweat pour up like spit before vomit. You taste so sticky and sweet. How could you not expect me to show my teeth? Once bitten, twice chewed. You're mine now, yeah you. Once bitten, twice chewed. I got you, baby. What can you do? You keep your eyes on me. Did you just assume I'd let you float across my room in your bubblegum perfume, straddling $1,000 Once bitten, twice chewed. You're mine now, yeah you. Once bitten, twice chewed. I got you, baby. What can you do? You keep your eyes on me. You keep your eyes on me. And I won't take my mouth off you. Your blood and your sweat pour up like spit before vomit. You taste so sticky and sweet. How could you not expect me to show my teeth? Once bitten, twice chewed. You're mine now, yeah you. Once bitten, twice chewed.
Alright, so this is going to be the section of the show where I'm just going to do a quick review, recap. I have a couple questions here that I thought would be a good guideline to kind of help jog my memory of some of the things I did, some of the things I liked and didn't like. But I hope you guys enjoyed the pictures, the videos. There's a couple more to come. But just real quick, my thoughts on Salem, Massachusetts. So first off, what was my favorite thing about Salem? I think it was the old school feel. I really love the historical value of the place. I love the beautiful weather. I love the people. I love the shops. There was parts of it that was kind of touristy, and I'll dive into that in a second. But I think if I had to pick one of my favorite things about Salem is that it was compact. It was small. I could walk to everything I wanted to get to. I didn't have to Uber. Everything was decently priced. The food was great. I mean, Salem as a whole was my favorite. I just really loved being there. It was really cool. What was my least favorite thing about Salem? So, of course, everybody knows it's famous for the witch trials and all the things that happened. So my least favorite thing is the repetition. So they have 4 or 5 different museums set up across the landscape, and they tell that same story just over and over and over again. So if you wanted to make a trip to Salem, you could pick one of those museums, go in, check it out, and you get the spiel of the whole thing. My favorite one in particular was the Dungeon Museum. That was my favorite, just between the reenactment, the way you could see the dungeon, the way they told the stories, the way they had their animatronics set up. to just kind of show you what they went through was pretty wild, man. And just the historical value of what they had going on was amazing. As opposed to, say, the Salem Witch Museum, the big one, was kind of a letdown. I'm not saying that was bad. You can go to any one of those and get a great experience. My personal favorite was the dungeon versus the Salem Witch Museum. But there's so many different museums. Pick which one you want to go to and go to it. But my least favorite thing was the repetition. But I mean, they only have one story to tell. I mean, how many different ways can you sell that? But anyways, if I had to describe Salem, how would I do that? So if I was to compare it to Charleston, for example, Charleston has a great downtown area where you can walk around, get to all the stores, the restaurants. We have the Market Street, we have King Street, we have all these beautiful areas you can walk to, check out. We have the Battery on the water, and that's what Salem really felt like to me. It was a very beautiful, historical, just quaint town, and I really loved that about it. Everything was so simple. All the people were so nice. I can't keep going back to that enough, man. It was so great. There was a section, there was a street that if I had to compare it to anything, I would call it like, if you was to take Myrtle Beach and put it in a snow globe, that's kind of what it felt like. It was very touristy. There was a lot of just shops with kind of like just merch and this people selling stuff and panhandlers on the street and tours and all kinds of stuff happening right there at this one little corner. That was very touristy. It felt very much like Myrtle Beach to me. Just like a little small sample size of Myrtle Beach. But that's where the town hall was. There was a really cool horror museum, which you go in and they have wax figures of all these characters from horror movies. That was really cool. If I could highly suggest something besides the Dungeon Museum, it would be that one. I did get to see the house from Hocus Pocus. I got to see a couple of the filming spots for Hocus Pocus. I got to see the witch house. I got to see the witch museum. I got to see a lot, man. I got to see the water. I was so happy that I was on water. It was very, very pretty. And I share all of those pictures. Everything I'm talking about, I share in pictures right there. And coming up. Of all the museums, which one was the best and why? I kind of explained it. The Dungeon Museum, to me, was just the coolest one. Just the way that you start at a reenactment trial, then you go down to what a dungeon would have looked like, and then they just tell the story of how and why. So cool. That one was, by far, was the best. What did I learn? I learned a lot. I learned that America's come a long way. I've learned that I love lobster rolls. No, but the historical aspect of what Salem is all about is very appreciative. Going through where they started to, their trials and tribulations to what they have become is a very beautiful story. And it's something that's worth digging into, spending time and learning for yourself. It is a great story. Many different people that were put on trial for witchcraft. It's pretty sad, man. It was kind of a bummer of a thing to listen to. But I'm glad I went. I'm glad I learned about it. And I feel smarter knowing that part of history with America. Was Salem what I expected? I did a little bit of Google searching before going. I didn't really put any expectations. I didn't want to spoil anything. But I will say that Salem was above and beyond anything that I could have expected. I was expecting something a little more commercialized, and it didn't feel that way. It felt it kind of had like a nice ambiance to it. It had like a nice hovering feeling about the place. The whole vibe was just beautiful, with kind of like a somber feeling. Like you can kind of feel that heaviness in the area, like especially once you get towards the woods or some of the outer skirts parts. You kind of get this feeling of something happened here, something important, something historical happened here, and you kind of feel that. How would I rate my overall visit? So if we're going to scale of 1 to 10, I would have to give this a 9. I've said it multiple times. I can't wait to go back. Since I've been home, I've been talking about the place. I feel like I've seen everything that there is to do there in that little bit of span. Because like I said, it's a small place. But it is something that's cool and worth going again. Like there's so many tattoo shops and stores. Really, really cool stores. They had this one Black Craft Colt store. Massive. They said they had the biggest witch in Salem, and sure enough, it was hanging from the sky. That was a great store with a phenomenal staff. So there's places I want to get into the nooks and crannies, like those type of places I would like to visit more and buy more stuff, because there was one side of Salem. That one side of Salem that I say is kind of more like downtown Charleston versus the other side, which was more touristy. The one particular side was so cool that it's like I could just drop myself in there and I could live there and I would be happy, man. It was so cool. So I really did enjoy that. So 9 stars out of 10 stars. I was bummed to leave, man. But I'm very proud of myself for taking a solo road trip. I saw a ginormous corner of the country and I had an amazing time doing it, man. I got to go solo. It was a phenomenal road trip and I saw so much, man. I went on a ghost tour in the city of Salem. That's awesome. I went to Sleepy Hollow. I got to run the steps in Philadelphia. I saw my buddies in Virginia. It was an amazing time, man. And the tour I went on in Salem was actually called Requiem for Salem. It was a good time. It was a small group. The tour guide was super smart. Saw a lot of really cool cemeteries. Told a lot of really good ghost stories. I had some amazing food. I met some amazing people. I just can't get tired of it, man. I've been talking about Salem since I got home. So if there's any questions you guys have, throw them in the comments. If there's something I missed or skipped or something you heard about that you have questions about, want my advice about something, I will gladly give it because I had such a great time. I mean, maybe this will be a tradition moving forward. Maybe once a year, maybe around this time of year, I'll go visit other spooky places. I hear New Orleans has a great horror history. I mean, shit, here in Charleston, we have a great ghost history. So maybe that's something that can come up as well. But I had a really great time. Glad I can share it with you guys. Subscribe if it's your first time here. My regular show is called the Metal Groove Podcast. I'd greatly appreciate it if you come over there, like and subscribe that as well, and listen and hang out with me. But that's a wrap for this show, man. Appreciate you so much. And as I always say, stay safe, stay healthy, most importantly, stay metal. We'll see you next time.